I love the way she moves, yeah, when she's watering our garden with her head.
Hi guys, what's up? My name is Tess. I am a licensed esthetician here on YouTube, and today I wanted to make a video surrounding a lot of the myths about the career. These are questions I get a lot from you guys. Things like, what is the average salary? Is it in demand? What type of school should I go to have the best opportunity? So I hope this video helps and I can just have something that has all of the questions in one place. If you guys are to ask me about it, I can just send you this video. So I hope this video is informative and helps you make the right choice for you. There's no pressure from me on joining the career. It's all about you guys collecting the information so you can decide what you want to do with your future. I hope this video helps. If it does, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and let's get into the video. The first myth I want to dispel is the notion that if you are green, you are undesirable to potential employers. So I'm talking to those of you who may be new to the field, maybe you've just graduated and you are thinking about what kind of jobs you can get. Now, I remember being in the same boat, just having gotten my license, being on a high from that, but then starting to apply to jobs and being really freaked out that people weren't going to take me seriously because I didn't have previous experience. And while I think there is some validity to this, and I've definitely encountered jobs that I've applied for that they've said, maybe you're not the best choice for us because of your lack of experience. It does happen, but I think there are more employers than you would think that would actually prefer somebody who is green and new to the industry. Let me tell you why. New estheticians have a special place in employers' hearts because you are very moldable and coachable for them. Every spa has their own way of doing things, their own techniques, their own just vibe and things they want their clients to feel when they're on that treatment room table. So this was the case for me at Dermaplus, although I had the least experience of anyone on staff. I was sort of attractive because the owner could show me her way as opposed to an esthetician that is experienced, that is a little bit, it's kind of like teaching an old dog new tricks, not to be insulting or anyway, but you are definitely attractive to some employers because they can just mold you into the type of esthetician they want for their specific spa, and every spa is different. So in saying this, in no way do I mean more experienced people don't have good opportunities for jobs. I just think every employer is different. Some people want that experienced veteran esthetician, and some people want somebody who's a little bit more green so that they can show them the ropes and be confident that what you're doing is going to be the way they would want you to do it. So I just say that so that those of you who are new do not get discouraged, because I think there are definitely a lot of employers that are looking for you. The next myth I want to dispel is that esthetician jobs are scarce and that it is a dying career and something that's going to be really hard to find a job opportunity for. So I'm not necessarily speaking to our times directly after COVID-19. I think it's going to take us a little bit of time to rebound, and I think it's going to take spas time to reopen and start implementing safety standards. Some already are open here in California. A lot of them are not. But in light of this, I just want to say, and I know this is kind of a big disclaimer to the statistics I'm about to present, so I totally realize that, but this is one thing I will say. In times of crisis or times when we are prevented from getting our beauty services, like right now, when things do change and things get more normalized, they are the first thing people look forward to doing. They want to get their skin clear, they want to get their hair done. It's all these things they haven't been allowed to do that make people feel so normal and beautiful. The next part of this that I think really plays a big role is this concept of personal touch. I think it is something that we don't necessarily think about as being a source of happiness, but that human connection and that feeling when somebody's on a treatment room table and somebody's just touching their face. It's one of the most beautiful feelings in the world. So as much as we might think after something like COVID-19, when people don't want to have their faces touched, to be in such close personal proximity, as long as we can find safe ways to do it and adapt, I think it is one of those baseline human emotions that people really crave and are going to be so excited to go get from you. Now, despite COVID-19, which I know is a big what if and a big despite, esthetician jobs are increasing faster than the national average for all jobs. So it is a job that is exponentially growing. That means the beauty industry is on an upward trend and esthetician jobs are only growing. I think all of this really makes sense in light of considering how much technology and social media is really all up in our face. So whether people are taking selfies or making a YouTube channel or creating their dating profile, I think people are really willing to pay a premium for skincare and investing in their own faces. I also think, and some of this is my opinion, so please be kind in the comments, but in general, when we have things like a recession or really hard times, there are studies that show, and it's something called the lipstick index, that people are more willing to invest in small commodities that they consider, small luxuries that they can afford, things like skincare or lipstick that are more affordable luxuries that aren't going to break the bank, but still give them that feeling of living luxuriously. Next, let's dispel the myth that aesthetics is a low-paying career. So let's keep in mind a few things. And this is a big topic. I know a lot of you are super interested, but it is attractive for a few reasons. First, there's so much construction going on. First, there is a low barrier to entry, meaning the cost it takes to invest in the career going to school is relatively low. I was able to complete my schooling for about $5,000, which I know is a steal, and I did go to a community college, but this cost to entry was a lot less than if you were to compare it to other careers, the degree and the schooling that would take to get that degree in order to pursue that career. Okay, so next let's talk about the big question on a lot of you guys' minds, which is how much do you make as an esthetician? And I think this is really important. You want to know how much income you are likely to make before you pursue the career. Something I realized in looking at all of this data and a lot of articles was the constant mentioning that an esthetician's career is not capped at a certain salary like a lot of other professions, which makes it really hard to narrow down a specific number. And I actually struggle a lot when you guys ask me how much am I likely to make as an esthetician, because it depends on so many things, including your location, what type of field within the aesthetics realm you want to pursue, and the pay structure, which can vary so differently from place to place. This also varies so much based on what exactly do you want to do. Do you want to be a makeup artist? Do you want to be a spa therapist working in a spa, which is what I do? Do you want to be a spa manager? Do you want to be a brand representative for a skincare line? Do you want to be a spa owner, an entrepreneur? All of these positions are essentially totally different jobs, so it's kind of like comparing apples and oranges. But I'll give you guys some overall statistics. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a national average yearly salary of a skincare specialist is around $30,000. Now, this is not my salary, and it will differ again based upon where you live. So somewhere like California may be a little bit different from somewhere in the Midwest just because the cost of living is higher. And the income ranges from around $18,000 per year for a starting salary to $60,000 per year on the top 10%. So that's talking about the difference in the big gap in giving you that average of $30,000. You might be making $18,000. You might be making $60,000. I also thought it was important to look into the spa owner category because I know a lot of you are attracted to the career because you want to be entrepreneurs and business owners. So I'll give you some information here. Spa owners make $78,000 per year on average. Again, totally varies based upon what the clientele and the cost of the services are and where you live. Spa owner salary ranges from $35,000 to $120,000 per year for most spa owners. Spa owner salary varies based on location, the type of spa, small day spa versus large spa resort, and how well managed the spa business is. If you have a constant influx of clients, if you have a big waiting list, you could be making a hell of a lot more. If you're really maximizing your retail and you have a great online retail site, that could double your commission. It all just depends on how you run the business. The next myth I want to dispel is the idea that paying more for school equals more job opportunities and better job stability. Now, I'm speaking from experience here, so take this with a grain of salt. I am somebody who, again, went to community college, paid around $5,000 for my tuition, and I've been working at spas alongside people who paid a lot more for private tuitions and private schools. Now, I think a lot of this depends on your personal preference. If you want to go to a school like Aveda, any type of privatized school where you are paying a higher tuition, that is your prerogative, and maybe you feel more comfortable investing in that kind of training. I have found what is most important is your work ethic, your drive, and your passion. So I think you are totally able to get the same job as somebody who paid way more for their education as long as you have those things. I think it's really up to the individual, and somebody who paid a lot for tuition but is lazy and uninspired doesn't necessarily have a better chance at getting a job as somebody who paid a lot less but who is super driven and motivated to get their dream job. So again, I've worked at spas with people from all different backgrounds, and I never found in the hiring process that an employer really considered the type of school I went to as the deciding factor of whether or not I would get the job. So I hope that kind of helps answer your question if you are comparing a school that's $5,000 versus $50,000. The last myth I want to dispel is the idea that you need to be a jack of all trades to be a successful esthetician. I really felt like this was true when I was in SD school. I was not good at waxing. I didn't like waxing, actually hated it, and I thought because I wasn't good at waxing, in addition to everything else, I wouldn't be a successful esthetician. The way to become a successful esthetician and maximize your income is to specialize. Become an expert at one or two or three things. So when I'm talking about specializing, I'm really talking about carving out a niche in aesthetics. So maybe you're somebody, let's just kind of use me as an example. You're somebody who loves skincare and facials. Perhaps you can become an absolute expert at solving acne problems, anti-aging, and chemical peels. And those three things sort of help you carve out a niche as a specialist in the skincare industry. This is something one of my mentors, Douglas Preston, always emphasized to me, and it was surprisingly kind of like new information. I never knew that it was almost better to specialize in one thing. This is something he does with his very successful business. He is considered an acne and anti-aging specialist, so people know he is the go-to guy in the area if they are struggling with acne or they want to look a bit younger. Think of it this way: when you are struggling with a specific type of disease, you want to go to a doctor that absolutely specializes in the disease and knows it in and out, as opposed to somebody who is a general practitioner. So to become an expert, I really suggest taking additional classes on the niche that you want to be in. Once you've really carved out that niche as an expert and somebody who specializes, I think people will naturally find you and seek you out, and thus you can charge higher rates for that one thing that you are really, really good at. Another recommendation here is to attend some trade shows, and perhaps there are some booths or some classes available that really stand out to you and help you identify your niche, what you really want to focus on, or present themselves as things that you could utilize to really stand out in the specialty. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I really hope it helped. I think becoming an esthetician is one of the most exciting careers if you truly love skincare and helping people, because unlike a lot of other jobs, you're not necessarily pigeonholed to one salary. And like I said in the video, salary can just range so greatly based upon how you work the system and how hard you work. So maybe you're really great at retail, maybe you offer online consulting services, maybe you are your own boss, maybe you are also a beauty blogger. All of these things can allow you to make more money. At the end of the day, my message really is, as cheesy as it sounds, to do what you like doing. If you love something, if you're passionate about it, you will go so much further than choosing a career just because it seems stable. So really follow your hearts. I hope this video helped. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.
Looking from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more. Lay me down behind the moon, tell me you'll be on real soon. I don't wanna wait no more. We could be dancing in the stars,